All right, guys and gals, this is DJ Wolf Live. You know, all this crazy mess been going on. I was thinking earlier, or I was thinking a little while ago. The one thing, folks, we got to start continuing to think about and and preaching about and really teaching about is love. You know, they say love conquers all, and I'm gonna tell you, love is the one thing that gets you through a lot of things. It gets you through hate. It can get you through hurt. It gets through so many things. It's a door that's always open if you open your heart. And it's really shameful that it's not enough love out here. You know, the Stevie Wonder song was "Love is in need of love today." Was we're truly in need of it, man. People just, I don't know. I just sometimes you like or need a hug, man. Every once in a while, you know, even with families, man. Because I'm gonna tell you, 6 years ago and 3 years ago were two of the most devastating times of my entire life, man. I lost two of my family, my closest family members, man. Of my, family I grew up with, my dad, my sister, one right behind the other, 3 years apart. Some people say time heal all wounds, but I remember I talked to a church member a while back, and they say even though time heals all wounds, you'll never get over that. The hurt never stops. That's exactly what direct quote. The hurt never stops, and I totally agree. It never stops. It's always going to be there, one way or another. But you have to surround yourself with love. You gotta, be around positive minded people, people who are about love, whether it be church or any place else. Now at work, that's enough. That's a gray area right there. Not everybody is your friend, your kind. Not saying that you can't get along with people, but it's really about something other than that. But as far as outside of that, church, being around close friends, close family, people you really know that know you. That's where you get your love from, and I mean, you know, the love for respect for people and one another, and people who understand you, people who understand your plight, you understand theirs, know what you're going through, you know what they're going through, that kind of love, and I'm gonna tell you, a lot of us don't have the compassion for other people anymore. There's people out here that don't have the compassion at all, and I think society has, over the years, has lost that. There's no doubt about it. We, as a society, we've lost it over the years, especially recently. It's about you get yours, I go get mine, and it's just sometimes, man, I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes I want to fucking cry about it. Excuse my French. I really do. Because there's so much hate and violence and malice in our world. There used to be a code of conduct about that mess. It ain't like that no more. Folks today, man, don't give a damn about nothing, man. These people out here, and some of some of these younger folks are like that, for real. They don't give a damn about nothing. You was hurt at home, now you gonna hurt everybody because you got hurt at home. That is the wrong way to go about things, man. You're supposed to get yourself on the right footing and get yourself right with people who try to help you get right. And I know myself personally, in my walk in life, things could have went south. I could have made things go south from myself because things were so bad living at home, but I said I didn't want to go that route, and I started going to church. And I got baptized at 14, in 1979. Well, really, about 15, but 15. I was actually 15. I'm sorry, but nevertheless, we have to find outlets that'll put us in a positive light, man. Put us in the right frame of mind, and put us in the right patches of where we need to be in life. And the only way you're going to find Love is through the positive places in life that you need to be. You know, I'm just kind of sick and tired of hearing stories about people being hurt over the dumbest stuff, man. It just really hurts my heart every time I hear that story. And I don't even want to go into some of the stories, because I read a story about what a dude did, but it was so vile I can't even talk about it on YouTube. And I saw it was a post that was posted on YouTube about what he did, man. It was just so unbearable. It almost broke me down, man. I'm not even I couldn't even talk about it. The stuff that some of these people do today is so vile that it irks me to no end, and I get really angry. And sometimes I can't even read it. But at the same time, it hurts because I'm hurt for that man or that woman or child who was violated over some dumb ass stuff. You know, and I think as a society we lost sight of the people we need to care about the most. People, you know, genuine, ordinary people. That's what really truly breaks my heart, man. I remember I was at a bar in Atlanta. True story. I had to go there on business, and it was a white guy. He seemed to be a very mild-mannered, nice guy. And as I talked to him, I found out how much of an asshole he really was. And he said, you know what made America great? And I think he said, from what I remember, because it happened about 20 years ago. About almost 20 years, over 20 years ago. And he was like, he said ingenuity and something else. He said, I forgot what he said. But I was so pissed off because I was thinking he was saying that it was just ingenuity and something else he said, and it pissed me off. And he tried, what is this fool doing? He was trying to say to me that he didn't say there was people, the backs of people. He was just like, or something he said. I think it had something to do with money or power or something like that. And I was so mad because he didn't think about the people who really helped build this country. You know, it was the back of slaves. Let's be real. People say what they want. Oh, it was this, was no. It was slavery. Slavery was the first major industry of this country. That's a well-known fact. It's not hyperbole. It's not something I made up. You can read it in the books. It's documented, folks. It's well documented. You know? People say yin, the yang, the yes, and all that other mess. But it was slavery. It was the first major industry of this country. Via cotton. But that's what it was. Everybody talk that mess, but they know what time it was. They know what time it was. You know? It was slavery. Slavery was the first major industry in this country. Yeah, that made umpteen hundreds of thousands of dollars. It was. The first real industry in this country. And everything else that went with it. Cheap labor, you know, and the manufacture of the products that came off the cheap labor. You know. But that's what I mean. Even then, they weren't showing no compassion. You know, people didn't show compassion then, they don't show it now. You know. Now, don't get me wrong. I could go into details about other things I want to talk about here, but I get so angry about certain things I can't even talk about it. That's why I try to make my channel a little less dramatic on some respects and a little bit more humorous on others, because I don't want to get stressed out about it, because when I talk about it, I get stressed out, real stressed, and I go into it. I can go into a complete tirade about it. You know, but I want to say love can't conquer all, but you have to have an open heart and an open mind. A lot of us don't. A Lives just don't care. And I think we got to start caring about the human condition, about people in general. You know, we do. I mean, it's just the only way I think personally we're going to be able to solve even remotely half the world's problems. If we don't, first of all, you got to be honest. You have to have an open heart and an open mind. And you have to be honest about the things that people go through. You know, you can't sit there and BS your way through life about stuff that you know is not true, that people are going through. That's number one. You have to have an open mind about people other than yourself to help people, to be there for people, man. People who may be less fortunate than you. People who may be struggling. You know, I had got my car changed yesterday, and I was talking to this one guy, man. I ain't gonna go into detail about it, but I kind of knew that he might have been struggling a little bit, man. You know, and I guess he didn't have nothing to charge his phone up with. I think he had to keep contact with his family or whatever. So I went on ahead and gave him a battery pack. I just had to have a battery pack and a charger cable. Helped him out, and he appreciated it. He used up I think close to 20%, something like that. But it was enough to get him going where he had to be, because he was waiting because we were out for his car. And I said, I help you. I wouldn't even use mine. My stuff was already fully charged anyway when I got there. So I helped him out, man. And just a little something that might get somebody through the day. Might even be important enough for somebody might be waiting to hear back. What is this food doing? Man, to hear back about a job or something like that. You know? You never know, man. You never know. And it was something, I forgot what they called. It was like something we did at our church one time about a bucket. Not a bucket list, but like a bucket where you would do something a little bit every day for somebody. Just something to just make their day. And I think what I did for the young man, I felt that it was a little something. It might not have been much, but it might have been something that might have helped him, get to a phone call or a text or an email about something that he might need to contact somebody about. And just me giving him a gesture of using my battery pack to charge his phone and keep it charged so he can contact who he needed to contact. You never know, man. And I think that's what it is. People, I think, lost compassion for one another anymore. And I think we need to get back to that. We need to get back to helping people, man. I'm talking about, and not make it about, oh, well, you don't have as much money as I do, or, you too broke. Well, we in most instances, we got to get past a lot of that, man. That's why a lot of people are so hurt out here. But the love that you show has to come both ways. You show your love by helping them, they have to show their love by appreciating you for helping them. Love, like I said, love really is a two-way street as a result of that. But it starts with you. I was just thinking about that, man. I think we need to bring more love and compassion among our communities, our families, man. No matter what you're going through. Because sometimes dealing with families can be rough. It can be really rough. That I know personally. But anyway, that's about all I got, guys and gals. But I just wanted to get that off my chest, and I appreciate y'all listening. Thank you for not texting me. Now, no offense, but I'm kind of doing something else, so I don't have time to text. I'm going to try to do another live show between now and this weekend. So thanks for stopping by and listening to me. I appreciate y'all. Love y'all, man. Peace out.